Ooh, man, oh man. What's going on, everybody? What we doing tonight? There we go. There we go. There we go. So it's two what? What is it? What is that? No, not X-rated. We not about to talk like that. That's for sure. We definitely are not gonna talk like that. Nothing like that. Nothing like that, good people. What's going on? Well, we're gonna address a couple of things, you know. We're definitely gonna do that. How y'all doing tonight? Listen, whoo, I gotta style my eye. Hey, we're gonna talk like grown folks tonight. How about that? Don't y'all wanna do that? What's up, Carol? What's going on? Knox hate to love me. They love me. What's up, LaVon, Gloria? Good. How are you guys? Are y'all doing okay? Woo! Hey, y'all, I have allergies, so my eye is gonna be looking funny at y'all tonight. It's like I got a build up going on. Yeah. Sweet Jersey tomatoes. You know how what I'm going through then. Going through it over here. I'm chilling in the quarantine. I'm chilling. You know. How y'all doing in the quarantine? Cause that thing is serious out here. Y'all all right in the quarantine? Yeah. What's up, Patricia? Patricia. Is that my main man Will over there? What's up, Will, baby? What's going on? Tracy, Tanya. What's that? Raphael. Uh-huh. Yeah, we out here trying to make it through this quarantine, right? We gonna do it. It ain't like we got another choice, you know. You know. We got the holidays coming up too. You know. We got a whole lot going on right now, y'all. What's up, Tanya? What's up, Big O? LaFon? AYS. Chef A. Surviving. There you go. Still not free, baby. Still not free. I got my earphones on. Ain't nobody say nothing either. Ain't nobody say nothing. I'm sitting here talking all loud. That's why I talk so loud, because I wear earphones all the time. That's a whole nother subject, though. Yes, indeed. What's up, LaFon? Everybody. How y'all feel today, man? It's Love Bomb Wednesday. I feel incredible, man. I feel good. I feel good, y'all. I do. It's just a good feeling, you know, to feel good, right? Isn't that what everybody wants to do? We all want to feel good one way or another. What's up, Portia Owens? Thank you, thank you. I'm trying. I'm trying, y'all. But you know what? So, the topic of tonight. Tonight we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about intimacy. We're gonna talk about that sexual relationship with you know who. Y'all already know who. You know, and that's an important topic. Y'all don't think that's an important topic? I know y'all do though. Yolanda said you spoke to him yesterday by text. Hey, you know, I mean, if you still want to talk to him, you know what I mean? Just know what that means. That's all. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know what it means to continue to keep an open line of communication with the narc. You know, I'm big on nature. I love nature shows, so I watch nature shows. Like, I think honestly, trying to keep, excuse me, trying to keep an open line of communication with a narcissist is kind of like keeping a relationship with a alligator. I would say a snake, but I'm gonna say an alligator. I think a snake is a easier pet to keep than an alligator. And people don't keep alligators as pets most of the time because you're not going to be able to, maintain a relationship with an alligator because it is going to kill you. It absolutely will kill you. And it's not going to, it's not going to feel any type of way about it. It's like, hey, this is what I do. This is who I am, But, excuse me. Chucky Boo. So when I'm talking about a relationship, a intimate relationship with a narc, we don't address so many issues. We do not address so many issues with, how we really feel and what we're willing to put up with and what we're not going to put up with a narc. We'll say things, and a lot of times we're trapped into that entanglement with the narc because they will tell us things, right? The narc will tell you things. They'll tell you about their ex or something like that, right? They'll tell you about the ex. And then after they tell you about the ex, we assume. See, we go right into the assumption game. As soon as the narc tells us the story, we go into the assuming game. We assume that because they're talking negatively about how their ex did this to them and did that and did this and did that, we assume that as long as we don't do those things and we show them that we're not that person, see, we assume the narc is going to treat us the way we want to be treated because we're taking on that role of we're not doing what they told us the ex did. And most of the time, we don't even see that as part of the trap. That's really part of the trap for the narc. Yeah, my ex did this and did that. When I did a video, I was talking about the Ike Turner and how Ike trapped Tina. And one of the ways he trapped Tina was he told her from the beginning, everybody that he put on, they came to him and he turned them into a star and they left him. Right? So in Tina's mind, Tina was thinking, Well, as long as I show Ike that I'm here for Ike and I'm not going to leave Ike like everybody else did, Ike is going to love me. Well, Tina found out later on that it was a con job. Ike was torturing people. You know what I'm saying? Ike was torturing people. And he was torturing Tina. Tina was just sitting there like, well, I'm going to love Ike and I'm going to show Ike that everybody isn't like that. And I'm going to stick with him and, I'm going to be everything that he wants me to be. And I'm going to do everything he needs. That's what Tina was thinking. And that's how we think. That's the way we think. We think that when we meet this narcissist, that, they're going to tell us what the other person was doing. And as long as we don't do that, then we'll have this great relationship with the narcissist. And I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. The narc is not, they don't care. They're not going to treat you well. They're not going to treat you well. They're going to repeat the same cycle. It's just going to be over and over and over again. What's up, Millicent? They're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over. And you're just the next person in line. And you're going to get the exact same thing that people that got before you. Yours is going to be a little worse, though. Because as the narc gets older, the behavior gets worse. It gets worse. The abuse gets worse. And they get a little more intelligent about their abuse and how they abuse you. So as the narc grows, as they grow older, that's all it is. It gets worse and worse. But the thing that we don't look at when it comes to intimacy and sexuality is we don't look at how intimate, number one, sex is. We live in a society that it's a narcissistic society, for real. When you think about it, our entire society, this world is run by narcissism because it undermines, it downplays sexuality. It doesn't make sex, a big deal. It pretty much kind of says, well, sex isn't a big deal, right? It says it's not a big deal and you shouldn't value your body. You should not value your sexuality. And when you don't value your body and your sexuality, the thing is, so what I'm trying to get at is we go into entanglements with different people. And when we become intimate, you're sharing your body with somebody. You are sharing the most sensitive part of your body with another person. And then you're going into a lot of these entanglements. We're going into it not in love with the person. We like the person, but not in love with the person. And you just kind of doing a crapshoot. You just like hoping it turns into something nice. We're not treating intimacy the way we should treat it. You're going into a sexual relationship with somebody, and again, you're just looking at it like it's just sex. It ain't, we just gonna have sex and, we had sex and it was great and blah, 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 but it's no strings attached. I don't own this person. We're not married. We're not in a relationship. We don't claim one another, and we're basically kind of saying like, well, I'm cool with that. I'm cool and I'm going along with that because I don't want to seem clingy. I don't want to seem out of place. I don't want to seem like just because we had sex, this person owes me something or I owe this person something. And that was really not the design of sexuality. Because again, that's the most sensitive part of your body. And it's the most sensitive part of your body for a reason. There's a reason. Sex is a lot more than just a physical act. Sex and intimacy is spiritual. When a man enters a woman, a woman is accepting you into her body and into the most sensitive part of her body. And a man is going into her body with the most sensitive part of his body. Why is all of this sensitivity in that area? And in other areas that draw you to, I said to make a child. It's about a connection. Okay, even though you do make children that way, but it's also to create a connection. It's to create a connection and create a bond between a man and a woman. That is really what you're doing when you engage in that activity. You say this, wow, that is terrible. And that's what I'm saying. That's the narcissistic side of the society we are in. Look at that song, WAP. Cardi B and I think Megan Thee Stallion. Ooh, my eyes hurt. They just named a song after their sexual organs, and they're basically saying like, Cardi's like, look, I ain't cooking, I ain't clean, I ain't doing none of that traditional stuff, okay? Because I have this WAP, and that's a wet A P. Okay, y'all got to figure that one out. Y'all go listen to the song. Listen to the song, and she tell you exactly what she's talking about. But she's talking about her sexual organ, and she is taking the value completely away from herself, making songs like that. You completely take all of your value away. You're just saying, listen, forget about having a traditional relationship. It's all about just sex. That's it. And I'm saying, I'm going to speak against that simply because I know better. I know that doesn't work. You're not going to have a long-term relationship with anybody with that mindset, man or woman. I'm going to just control this person through sex. Now, sexually, women kind of have an advantage over us. I'm gonna just say y'all have an advantage over the men. But however, nonetheless, either way, that's not a way to maintain any kind of relationship. And again, because we live in a society, a narcissist society that over sexualizes everything, and it's doing that so that we develop this attitude towards intimacy and sex that it's not that big of a deal. When you give yourself to somebody sexually, spiritually, we're taught that that's not a big deal. So a narcissist can come to you, exploit you sexually, and then say it's not a big deal. And I'm saying that because a lot of times I hear women say how a man, men out here nowadays don't want to define a relationship. You don't have any claims to you. Just because you're having sex, you're doing all of the things that people do. You're doing the exact same things that people do in a relationship, right? Except you don't have a title. You're doing all of the things you're having sex every day. You're going out all the time. You're spending time with each other. You might be going on vacations. You're doing everything that people who are in relationships do, but you don't have a title, which allows one of the people, it really allows both of the people, but it's usually one of the people that wants to keep that door open so that when they're dealing with other people, you can't come back and say, well, I never said we were in a relationship, right? We never had that conversation. We are not in a relationship. We are just kicking it, or whatever the term is. We just kicking it. But you know that you're mad. You know that because you did not address that issue. And that's really the point I'm getting to. Because we don't address the pink elephant in the room. A lot of times we don't address that pink elephant in the room. And because we don't address it, we end up later on being upset. We end up being upset later on because somebody they ran the narc just tricked you into an entanglement. They tricked you into an entanglement, and now you're like you're going along with it because you're saying, I'm cool, I'm sure, and I don't want to seem like I'm all clingy and because we kiss or we touch or we had sex one time, like we got to get married now. But the issue is that you should see yourself that way. You should feel like, hold it. I just had sex with somebody. We can have a child by doing this. Many children were created through that one night stands. Many children were created. And, when you're just doing stuff like that, when you just have a sexual relationship with somebody and you're just kind of reckless with it, you can create children that you guys got to figure out, well, how's that going to work? We were just kicking it. Like, what does just kicking it mean? I'm just having sex with you when I feel like it, but I have sex with other people when I feel like having it with them. That's really what somebody's saying to you. And I'm saying that does go both ways, believe it or not. It does. It goes both ways. Some women feel the same way. Like they just want to have a physical relationship. They don't want that relationship with somebody. They just like, hey, let's do this and then let's keep it moving. And a lot of people, the society we live in now, it has embraced that to the next level to just say, okay, no, nowadays it's like nobody really knows what we are. You have to get a definition of, this is what we are and this is when we became this. And I know back in the day, it wasn't like that. It was like, listen, if we're together and you want somebody to be in a relationship with you, you do the things that you want done to you. And that was how we started having a relationship. We just respected one another. That's really all it is. And you know what? Feminizer, feminized slayer, soul ties. That's exactly what it creates. When you just have an intimate relationship with somebody and you haven't defined it and got it written down and get a notary to prove that you're doing this and that or whatever, that's a soul tie. That's how they get that soul tie with you, because they're having a relationship with you, right? It's an undefined relationship, sexual relationship with you. And it's undefined because they're basically saying this is nothing. This is nothing. We're having sex and it's nothing. It means nothing to me. And I'm hoping that it means nothing to you because I don't have any feelings. That is how they create that soul tie, because if you have a intimate relationship with someone and you're doing that regularly, consistently, you're going to develop feelings for that person. It's no way that you're not going to do that. Now, a narcissist really isn't going, they'll develop feelings for you, but not the same way you're doing it for them. It's not the same way you're doing it for them. There you go. That's that trauma bond. That's that trauma bond. That's what I'm talking about. That soul tie. That trauma bond. That's what they're doing. They're doing that because they want to tie you into something. that's really nothing. Now, why do they want to do that? Because their intent with you is to punish you. That's it. They want to use you, and they're going to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate. That's what allows the manipulation. Because now they're saying, well, I told you that X, Y, Z. But that's really not what they're telling you, because again, the narc is going to say one thing, but they're going to do something different. And the moment that you start to say, well, I'm not down with that. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with, us living like we are a couple, but, we're not a couple. There's no obligation to me, and you can just up and do whatever with anybody. They're looking and they're checking to see how far you're going to go with that, how much of that role you're going to take up, how much of that space you're going to be in. The narc really wants to know how far you're going to go into that entanglement with them. Because that determines the kind of trauma bond, soul tie that they're going to have on you. How long and how hard and difficult it's going to be for you to get out of that with them. Because their intentions are tragic. The intentions are tragic. They're having a sexual, intimate relationship with you, and they just want you to just say, hey, you know what? I'm cool with this. I'm cool with just having that and expecting nothing. Expecting absolutely nothing from you. They're basically saying, I shouldn't have to, I shouldn't owe you anything because we had sex every day or 3 days a week. I shouldn't owe you anything. You shouldn't want my time. You shouldn't feel like you can ask me where you been. You know what I'm saying? That's narcissistic. That's how our society is running. It's running and it's moving in a direction where not everybody, but it's moving in a direction. And what's in a direction, it ain't moving there. It's already there. It's in a place where people are just doing whatever. People are just doing whatever. And they're telling you it's okay. It's okay. It's every day in society just takes it a little further. It's okay that, we abuse each other, or we set up a way and we create a mindset that helps people abuse other people. To satisfy their own selfish cravings. And that's all it's all about. Somebody wants to satisfy their own selfishness, and they want to use you. They want to use you. They want to use your friends. They want to use your family. They want to use every and anybody that they're involved with that will go along with it. They're willing to do it, and they don't care. They do not care. The sexual behavior out here nowadays, it's just like, hey, man, it's whatever. It's truly just like, it's whatever. Just go along with it, and, instead of just saying, listen, this is how I want this to go. And, and sometimes they will say this is how they want it to go. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to get to y'all, what I'm trying to get everybody to see is a lot of times we go along because we really like the person. But at the end of the day, you cannot just go along with people when it comes to sexuality and intimacy, because you're going to be